Hi clarinet players, I'm Mr. Dorner. I'm going to talk to you about how to assemble all of your stuff that you're going to need for your clarinet. Before we start though, we want to make sure that you have everything that you need so that we aren't running and coming back a lot, okay? You're going to need 7 possible items. A cup of water. A lot of times I put the reed in my mouth to kind of get wet. However, it's also kind of hard to talk and we're going to be at it a while, so a little cup of water. A reed, some cork grease, your mouthpiece cap that goes on top and protects your mouthpiece. Mine is plastic, yours might be plastic or it might possibly be metal. A ligature, your mouthpiece itself, and then something called the barrel because, hey, it looks like a barrel. All right, please find those items now. And we're back. All right, so you found all those items. The first thing I'm gonna do with my cup of water is put my reed in there. You're certainly welcome to put the reed in your mouth and hold it in there. And in band, that's what you'll do. But since we're gonna be doing this a while, it might just be easier to keep it in the cup of water. I don't wanna talk with my mouth full, so I'm gonna keep it there. The next thing we have is our cork grease. We're gonna take that grease, it's not chapstick, it does smell good, but it's not cork grease, or it's not chapstick. We're gonna put some of that grease right on this cork. You need just a little bit like this. That's really it. And then go around with your fingers. Too much and it'll really get gummy and it'll start collecting dust and lint and dirt and then you get a whole mess. But if you don't put any on, it's sometimes hard to assemble. So just a little bit, kind of spread it around with your fingers. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is take that barrel. Now there's 2 sides. One side will be way too big and it won't work. The other side where it's nice and snug, you're going to take it and push it in, but also twist while you do. I guarantee it will go on, but you can't necessarily shove like this. You're gonna need to do a little bit of twisting. If it's really hard, make sure you got some cork grease on there and it should work just fine, okay? The next item I'm going to do is put on my ligature. If I have the opening to the mouthpiece here, my screws are gonna be facing that same side as the mouthpiece. Another good rule of thumb is the screws are always gonna go to your right as you're looking at it. Now some of you might have a backwards ligature that actually goes here, but the same rule applies. Your screws will always go to the right. 99% of you will have this, okay? I am going to leave my mouthpiece cap on the side for when I put it on at the end, or if I need to run and grab something, I might put it on to protect everything. Last but not least, I have my reed. Now the reed has a thin end and a thick end. You'll see the thin end and the thick end. This thin end is literally as thin as a piece of paper. So we want to be very protective of that. We don't even really want to touch it at all. We want to just touch the bigger end. And then you see there's a side that has some of the cane on it with the top. And then there's a side with the writing. The writing side is actually going to be going down. All right. Find your stuff and get into this hand position now. All right, you're in this hand position now. Awesome. Watch me. Don't do this yet until I say, hey, try it with me, because I want you to really watch closely so we don't bust our reed and we don't damage anything. With my ligature, I have it kind of loose. I'm going to slide it up with my thumb. With my left hand here, I have my reed. I'm going to slide this between that ligature. Notice I didn't go in the hole. I'm actually going underneath. That ligature is going to give it a hug. Okay? Once you have it like this, hit continue. All right, so you're like this. Watch what I do. I call it the shimmy. I don't want to move one or the other down. I want to kind of do them both at the same time. Notice how I'm not touching the top. I'm just doing the shimmy. And I'm getting it to the point where they're all kind of in place. Now, a couple of things you want to check. We want to check that the top of your reed is exactly even with the top of the mouthpiece. Exactly even. Not too high and not too low. Exactly even. So I'm going to move it up even. We also want to make sure that the bottom is perfectly centered. Again, I'm not touching that top, I'm just touching the bottom. Once it's centered, you're going to pull your ligature down. Most of you will have a little line on your mouthpiece right there. And if you don't, just get it a little bit low, kind of below this little beak right here. And once it's down there, pull it nice and snug with your thumb. Couple screws, and you should be good. To protect it then, very carefully, you're going to put that mouthpiece cap on top, and that'll keep it all protected. All right, good luck in doing all that. The next video will have me actually taking you through step by step to do that, but at least you've seen it now, you've gotten your materials assembled. check out that next video. Thanks.